Hey there, I'm Trisha, aka your Joyologist, and I call bullshit on I don't have time. Now I know many of us, most of us have very full lives. We have obligations, we have work, we have families, we have school, whatever it is. I'm not saying that your days are not full. Just asking you to look at things differently as always. One of my favorite quotes is, time is a made-up thing. To say I don't have time is actually saying I don't want to. Okay, now obviously we know there's 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, so time is not totally a made-up thing, but what we choose to do with our time is. And like I said, yep, we got obligations. Maybe you commute for an hour, you work for 8 hours, commute for another hour, you come home, you gotta make dinner, put your kids to bed, whatever. I'm not saying that you totally choose what makes up your day, but to allow yourself to see that you do have some choice. Think about, what do you say I don't have time for? Or that you tell other people, I'm sorry, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to exercise is a common one, or I don't have time to meditate. Usually it's something with taking care of ourselves. I don't have time saying I don't want to take care of myself. I don't want to make changes in my life to make space for that. Because that's also what it is. Of course, it might mean you wake up earlier, you gotta make something else smaller, you gotta balance your time somehow in order to do these things that you do want to do. Seeing that it's a want. Also, maybe you're telling yourself, I don't have time to exercise because it's like, I don't have time for that 45-minute class. Or I make up an exercise is a 30-minute run. I don't have time for that. You can then shift and see, well, where can I make 30 minutes because that's what I want? Or start with 5 minutes, start with 15 minutes. Look at it differently. Maybe that means you're doing yoga with your kids climbing on you. You're doing squats while you're pushing your kids on the swing, while you go to the bathroom and do something in there, do a plank, do some squats, whatever. To realize the next time you say, I don't have time, to stop yourself and to see, is it because I don't want to make time? And if I do want to make time, how can I choose to make that happen? It's negotiating your time. See, is there something that you're doing, like spending a lot of time on social media, that you could be doing something else? I don't have time to do this. Maybe you can do something while you're cleaning your house, whatever. Just to ask yourself every time you say, I don't have time, or I'm sorry, I didn't get back to you, I didn't have time, to think about it as, I didn't choose to make time. And don't be so down on yourself. You're allowed to say no to things. I'm not telling you to, you're never allowed to say to someone, I didn't have time, or I'm not coming because I don't have time. Just to realize, if you really do want to do something, you have the power to make time, even if it's 2 minutes. 5 minutes, 15 minutes. And that's sometimes just looking at it that way. I don't have 45 minutes, but I can make 2 minutes. You can go, show up to something, give your hello, give your hug, and then leave and go do the rest of the things you need to do with your time, that you want to do with your time. You create your life. I know that there's a lot of things that make up your life, but stop giving all your power away to I don't have time excuses. And if you want to do something, make it happen for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever works for you. So look at your life and also think about when you have used in the past, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have time. Just for yourself, think of, I didn't make time, and see that that might be okay, but also, I could have made time to call that person back, but I didn't want to because I wanted to rest. I wanted to make myself a priority. I wanted to do these other things. So again, just a different way to look at your life, take ownership for it, and to not always feel like I don't have time, everything's so hard, all the problems are out here. Shift it in your own mind. You can make time for what you want to make time for. And that may start with just starting with 2 minutes, then it grows and grows and grows. And that's why I call bullshit on I don't have time. Subscribe, comment, share. Make sure to listen to my new podcast called Claim It. Follow me on Instagram. I'm at your Joyologist. I'm just here to constantly be checking out what's going on in your mind so you can be living your life to the fullest, claiming your life for yourself, claiming your joy.